Chainmail. Welcome back, Wargamers. Tonight's Chainmail battle is going to feature Lizardmen versus Beastmen in an actual scenario tonight, and we are going to include the rules for wizards. So in this scenario, the larger force will be the defenders. They'll start with 2 units on this hill, and the rest of their force will come in on this table edge in the second and subsequent turns. The attacker will start here on this table edge. And for right now, let's go ahead and lay out some more scenery just to make it a little more interesting instead of all this open space. So what we have here are some terrain cards that I made, and they feature various types of terrain: grassland, hill, grassland, a town, another hill, grassland, and grassland. Okay, excellent. Well, let's get our terrain. Put the second hill there. We will put our Beastman town here, and I suppose that will be why we'll have the Beastmen up on this hill, or Lizardmen, whichever, to defend their town. Now, as you recall, forces cannot charge up a hill. However, they can move up a hill at 1/2 movement rate. So that will make movement up these hills to attack the forces on top of this hill a little trickier. So I already ruled to see which force would have how many units. And for the Beastmen, we're going to have Minotaurs, Boars, Ogres, Beastkin Skirmishers, Beastkin Archers, and Beastman Spearmen. So this is the larger force. They have 6 units. The Lizardmen have only 5. So the Beastmen will start with 2 of their units on the hill, and we'll choose those randomly. We'll shuffle up these little cards here. I'm not looking. Okay. Cut the deck. So, Beastkin Skirmishers and Beastkin Archers. They will begin the game on top of the hill, and on the second and subsequent turns, we'll have the Beastman Spearmen, the Ogres, the Boars, and the Minotaurs joining the battle. For the Lizardmen, they will begin with Lizard Ogres, Ceratopsians, Lizardman Warriors, Dino Riders, and Skink Skirmishers. So let's go ahead and get these pieces on the board, and we will resume right after that. Okay, so now we have all of the pieces, just about all of the pieces, laid out and ready to go. Alright, Wargamers, we have all of our stands, all of our pieces laid out on the board. We'll give you a quick tour. Out here on the table for the beginning for the Beastmen, we have some archers, which will be a light infantry. Then we also have some skirmishers, which will also be light infantry. The only difference is each of these stands will have 10 hit points. Each of these stands will have 5, reflecting the number of models that are on there. Back here we have the Minotaurs, which will count as light cavalry. Each of these will have 8 hit points as well, and they are accompanied by the Beastman command stand. The Beastman commander, the commander, will give a +1 to all die rolls. Here the boars are going to count as medium cavalry. They will each also have 8 hit points. Here we have the Beastman Shaman. Now, magic is something we're going to introduce this game for the first time. And for the Beastman, they are going to have several powers. The Magician is the level that we're going to use as the lowest level. And as a magician, he has chosen Fireball for his attack spell. Then he also has Phantasmal Force. So we'll use this piece here to indicate where some phantasmal forces have been thrown out to distract the enemy. And the third spell is going to be Conjure Fire Elemental. So we have this stand with the flames. The Fire Elemental can move 12. It attacks as 4 medium horse. It is impervious to normal attacks, which means that the Lizardmen will have to attack that elemental with magic, or attack the shaman, take him out, and then the elemental will go on a rampage. So those are the spells for the Beastman Shaman. Next up we have the Ogres. These will count as heavy cavalry, and once again there'll be 8 hit points each. And then here we have Beastman Spearmen. These will count as heavy infantry, and then they are accompanied by a Beastman Hero who will attack as 4 heavy infantry. So each of these will have 10 points, and he'll have another 4 hit points as the hero. On the Lizardman side, here we have Lizard Ogres, and again we're going to count these as medium cavalry. They'll have 8 hit points each. The Lizardman Shaman here on the hill. The Lizardman Shaman, his spells will include a Lightning Bolt, which is indicated by this token right here. He'll also have a Darkness spell, which will be able to create a circle of darkness 24 inches in diameter. Because we're using 6mm figures, we are going to use centimeters rather than inches. And so a 24-inch diameter darkness will be a lot more tactical in a game like this. And then his third spell is Concealment, where he can essentially make a unit disappear from the table. Here we have the Ceratopsians. They're going to count as armored infantry. They will have six hit points each, and they are accompanied by a hero who will, even though he's mounted on a Triceratops, he will have 4 hit points and attack as the armored infantry. Here we have Lizardman Warriors. These are going to count as light infantry, and they are accompanied by the Lizardman Command. Again, the light infantry, these will each have 10 hit points per stand. The Dino Riders, these are going to count as light cavalry. They'll have 8 hit points each, and again, they are accompanied by a hero who will have 4. And then we have some skink skirmishers here. Again, light infantry with only 5 hit points per stand. And the Lizardman Catapult. Now, the Catapult is a heavy catapult. And this is the first time that we'll be using the actual catapult rules rather than the cannon rules. And the catapult is fun because the catapult uses a 2-inch, or in this case 2 centimeter counter, And when you fire the catapult, you nominate a spot, and then you roll 2 dice. And for instance, we're going to shoot the catapult here. The 2 dice will determine whether it goes off from there. So the blue die being this way, it'll go 6 inches too far this way, so we'll move it 6 centimeters that way. And then for the left-right, we'll move it 3 centimeters this way. So in any case, we'll go over that when we fire the catapult. So that is all of our forces. For turn 1, we are going to give the Lizardman army the initiative. The Beastmen will only have these figures here on the board. And as per usual, the turn sequence will be move, and then artillery, which would be the catapult, any missile fire, which would be perhaps from the skirmishers or the light infantry, and then any melee fire that occurs. So we'll get ready to start moving in just a moment.